Hello, everyone. Sorry I couldn't make it to 510 conference. I wish I could be there, but right now I'm in Orlando for an Alpha conference, our regional convention. As you know, I am running for NPHC president, and I aspire to be NPHC president mainly because I want to see change. There are things that we can be doing better. There are things that we are doing well. I will acknowledge that there are things that we're doing well, but we can be so much better. I believe that we can be and will be the premier black organization under my time as president. There are certain things that I just want to implement that will make us better. What makes us individually great and super successful is the fact that we have this idea of buy-in. We all buy into our national organizations. KO does for Alpha because Alpha gives back to KO. The same is true for all of our other chapters. This model can be implemented at the NPHC level. This is us reorganizing how we plan things, for example, the community service role. Instead of choosing a new community service charity each year, why not align it with the charities that one of our orgs does nationally? For instance, March of Dimes. If you make March of Dimes the national charity, the charity for the year for NPHC, then you have Phi Beta Sigma, Zeta Phi Beta, and Alpha Phi Alpha who contribute to March of Dimes. Now you have NPHC that are already having buy-in to other orgs helping out. And you can do this with anything else, any other organizations that we do. The Deltas use the Durham Crisis Response Center, so helping out with that and having NPHC help them raise funds so they can give a check at the end that's larger than the sum that they usually give. And that's still a successful year in terms of advocacy, in terms of charity, in terms of commitment to our communities. Other things that we can do, I believe strongly that we haven't worked on academics enough. We use it as an excuse not to step. We use it as an excuse not to throw events, and we need to do better. And the way we should do better is by using our resources. We have an account that we let sit, and we just hope that we can get more money into the account through parties and not really spend it. So how about we change that and we spend money on tutors to come in? We try to use the Academic Resource Center and make a deal with them, or even help out black TAs that are in the black community, or white TAs if you want, and give them a certain amount of money that is the same or comparable to how much they get automatically from the Academic Resource Center for an actual tutoring session, and have them come in and work with NPHC members twice a month, 2 Saturdays, 2 study blocks. You can do this by major, and it will be successful. In terms of events, again, this concept of buy-in. You want to be able to have buy-in. So why not have each org be able to apply to NPHC for funding for their own events? That'll make me come to a meeting, I think. And why wouldn't you want to go and earn an automatic amount of money that you can get? You know, you make something like you can apply up to $300, and you guarantee $50 for a proposal, an adequate proposal that reaches a certain parameters that we can be that can be decided by first VP or second VP, and then you have the whole exec board decide based off the proposal how much to give. Just small concepts that we can do and implement. Fundraising. We do not do enough fundraising. And fundraising is something that's really easy to do if done right. And we have the resources available. It's as simple as us deciding that we want to do a council-wide dodgeball tournament. NPHC hosts a dodgeball tournament. Each individual chapter in NPHC is responsible to garner at least 2 teams of 7 people each. It can include members. It can be anyone. Just 7 members each. So that means each individual organization is responsible for 14 people. You charge $5 per person per team. And then you open this up to IFC, Panhandle, and broader Duke community. IFC and Panhandle automatically will send teams. And let's say they just send teams based off their council. That's 17 chapters that'll send a team each. And then that's 10 chapters that'll send a team. And then not even taking into account interests that want to come, or just people that like dodgeball. And that's a fundraiser that we can do and put on. It's easy and free. And we need more ideas like this. We need more money, because with more money, we take away the excuse of not having events. We don't have enough events. We don't need a week for us to have events. Why not just do an event to show people that we do more than party? We come in and we chastise people who want to run for DSG or who want to run for Young Trustee for not knowing enough about NPHC, when people in our own black community don't know what we do outside of our individual orgs. They don't know what we do collectively. And let's change that.
Emerson, what do you see as the biggest issues facing NPHC? And how would you work on fixing them as a member of the executive board?
Commitment. Again, I don't feel like everyone's committed. And I don't blame everyone for being committed, because it's hard to be committed to something if you don't see the rewards in your face. Like, you don't see them right away. And for me, at least, I believe that that's something I can change through this whole plan that I have of buy-in. I do adamantly believe that the fines aren't tough enough, they aren't stringent enough, but I also believe the rewards aren't good enough. Being in good standing in NPHC, yeah, you should want to be in good standing. You shouldn't have to be coaxed to be in good standing, but it is something that you should be rewarded on, because it's hard to be in good standing. That means you're putting on 4 to 6 events a semester if you don't have a week, or 1 to 4, I should say, and then 4 to 6 if you don't have a week. Like, it's a lot of things to do, and why not celebrate us? We don't celebrate us as individuals a lot. I think we need to do more programming. Visibility is an issue. I'm not sure if we want to be proud of the fact that the MGC stroll-off didn't happen. It was a power move on NPHC's part, but that did limit our visibility significantly. I personally am happy about it, because we do more than stroll, we do more than step, and I want people to see that. But we need to also think of other ways to be visible. We can be visible in a fun way, whether that's hosting tournaments, athletic tournaments. All the fraternities in the council play basketball, pick up basketball routinely through BMU. Have them get together and organize something. But we can also decide that we're going to work with BSA, and that's a strained relationship that can be fixed. And I already spoken to the new BSA president, asking him if he would work with NPHC, and he said yes. And we just need a right proposal that will show us as separate entities and allow us to bring what we do best in the community to the table.
What ways have you shown commitment to not only your own chapter, but to the council as a whole? And how will you use the position to encourage others to do the same?
I believe the concept of brotherhood and the concept of Greekdom is this sense of selflessness and this willing to sacrifice something for all of your brothers or all of your fratters or all your sorors. And for my chapter, I'm chapter president. There's no higher honor in a chapter, and there's no position that is more difficult than being president. And that's how I fulfilled my commitment to my chapter. And as far as NPHC goes, it's this concept of selflessness. I pub for everyone's events. I do that, and that's the thing. And I'm not doing it for a reward. I'm not doing it for bragging rights. I'm doing it because I believe that each one of us brings something to the table. Because at the end of the day, the underlying reason all of our organizations were founded come from the same tenets. Right? And the whole reason that NPHC was founded was to make sure that we work under the same guys continually and we hold each other accountable. And that's something that I've always done, whether that's buying tickets to events, pubbing for other people's events, selling tickets for other people's events. I've always done that. And as an exec member, I would encourage this sense of buy-in and empathy. We don't know what another organization is going through. Because to be honest, in the past, we've had orgs that had 2 people that operated better than orgs that had 8. So you don't know what an org is doing, but what you can do is offer a hand. And if you see the president offering his hand, or I should say an exec member offering their hand to help someone or coming up with solutions instead of just critiquing, then that might inspire people to do better.
As the organizations under NPHC are based in social advocacy, how will you ensure that NPHC as a whole stays rooted in that principle and makes an impact? not only on the Duke community, but Durham as well?
It's being more cognizant of your surroundings, being more cognizant of who is involved in situations. If you ask me, the whole UVA situation, NPHC should have been the very first organization to release a statement, not BSA. Because Martise was a Kappa. Is a Kappa, I should say. And it's our duty to defend our brother. It's our duty to inform people what is happening to a brother of our council. Because we are all brothers and sisters, and sorors, I should say, under this guise of NPHC. I will make sure that we know what's going on. Community service chair and PR reps, I would like to intertwine in those positions some type of knowledge of Durham, what's going on in the Durham community. And based off what's going on in the Durham community, we can make a statement. We work heavily in the Durham community. We've done that in the past. Each one of our orgs does that individually today. I know, for example, the Alphas go to Lakewood Monastery Middle School. And we all work in this community, but we never advocate for them together. And then that's just another thing we can do as a council to increase our visibility and show people that we do more than step and stroll and argue with each other. We can have an event, have a day where we honor all the organizations that we work with in the Durham community and bring them in, have them talk more about what they do, and have individual chapters talk about why we continue to work with these orgs and what we can do to help out their orgs even more, or what students can do to help out their orgs even more. Thank you.
Thank you.